So one of Terence Bud Crawford trainers, Bernie the boxer, he's one of Crawford's 4 trainers. He came out stating that if Canelo Alvarez wants a rematch, he believes Crawford will knock him out this time. Bernie said, quote, "I think we could stop him the second time. I think it'd be worse because I feel a sharper Bud Crawford. I don't think Canelo can hurt him. None of that shit that Canelo was doing worked. He thought Crawford was going to run like William Skull. He thought Crawford couldn't hurt him. I don't see any calls for a rematch because Bud handled him." End of the quote. I think we all can agree with Crawford trainer here. Crawford was already on the verge of knocking out Canelo in the first fight. So you can just imagine what Crawford is going to do to Canelo after getting acclimated to the weight, after knowing Canelo Alvarez's style, after having Canelo Alvarez's number. You see, when it comes to Terence Bud Crawford, he took a page out of everyone's book when he turned Super Saiyan on Canelo Alvarez. He was even hitting Canelo with the Andre Ward hook. For the people that don't know what that is, that's exactly what you guys seeing above. Just like Andre Ward when he fought Dawson. Dawson was actually the longer fighter. He was a southpaw, just like Crawford. Andre Ward was obviously orthodox. And every time Dawson threw that right hook, it was a little wide. Andre Ward will time that every time by throwing his own hook, a shorter hook from the inside. And with his footwork, he will set it up even better and catch Dawson with it every single time. That's how he even dropped him in the early rounds. Which that's exactly what Crawford was doing to Canelo. Every time Canelo threw a wide hook or a telegraphed, or I should say a haymaker, round 2, top a left hook, Crawford will throw this short hook from the inside, a southpaw right hook, and he will catch Canelo from the inside every single time. I'm telling you, man, Crawford was catching Canelo with a lot of vicious shots that a lot of people was not catching, like the Andre Ward short hook that's quicker to the target. Bud was catching Canelo with this shot all night long. Canelo couldn't adjust to Crawford timing, to Crawford technique, to Crawford IQ, to Crawford's superior skill set and talent. You know, when you see a lot of people say when a southpaw fights an orthodox fighter, they got to keep their foot from the outside to get the better position, right? And that's true to a certain extent, but special fighters like Floyd and Crawford, they can fight in either position. As you guys saw, Crawford was landing check hooks on Canelo when his lead foot was from the outside, and when his lead foot was from the inside, he was landing hooks as well. I mean, Bud did a number on Canelo. He was countering Canelo with everything in the sink. Even uppercuts from the inside. When Canelo was throwing the wild hook, he will throw a semi-hook, semi-uppercut, a hybrid punch. Andre Ward was throwing a hybrid hook jab on Dawson. But Crawford was throwing a hybrid uppercut hook, a hybrid hook jab, check hook. I mean, he was countering Canelo from the inside, between his punches, over his punches, and then turning him. Talk about going to school. Crawford walked him there. Man, Bud had too many weapons. And Canelo Alvarez, man, I don't even know if he had a weapon. I think he came with a knife to a gunfight. Bud made Canelo look like an amateur. This is how Crawford defeated the greatest Mexican fighter of all time, Canelo Alvarez, while moving up 3 weight classes. It's unbelievable. It's unheard of. How can Bud do that? Superior skill set, superior technique. You guys seen how Crawford was beating Canelo Alvarez to the punch. He was hitting him first, then he was hitting him second, right between Canelo Alvarez's wild haymakers. And then on top of all of that, Crawford was hitting him last. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. How do you think Crawford gave the Canelo Alvarez fans deja vu from the Floyd Mayweather nightmare? That's not even talking about the combinations that Crawford was whooping Canelo Alvarez with. On top of all of that, he was hurting Canelo. Everybody talked about how hard Triple G hit. Canelo got the greatest chin of all time. That's how far old media went. Not just the best chin in boxing today. Even then, I told you guys, Crawford is going to beat Canelo despite him moving up all these weight classes. On top of that, he's going to hurt Canelo. Canelo is going to respect Crawford more than everyone he faced since Floyd, and probably even further than that. Meaning, since Canelo was born. And when you guys saw Canelo Alvarez's facial expressions during the fight, that definitely co-signed everything I said. Canelo wasn't even reacting like that when Triple G was hitting him clean. Canelo was eating them shots. He made Triple G look like Little G. But then when he fought Crawford, the way he was reacting to Crawford power was as if he got hit by a Super Saiyan. He never felt anything like that, which that says a lot about Crawford. I've been telling you guys that Crawford is not just pound for pound number one. He's pound for pound the best counterpuncher. He's pound for pound arguably the hardest hitter because, man, you better respect what's coming. Despite him moving up 3 weight classes, he hurt Canelo more than Canelo got hurt by Triple G when Canelo moved up to fight Triple G. If you combine the 1 division Canelo moved up to fight Triple G to the 3 divisions Crawford moved up to fight Canelo Alvarez, that's 4 divisions difference in punching power. We talking about Triple G, the guy who's known for nothing but power. On the other hand, Crawford is known for skill. He's not known for power. When they talk about Crawford, they talking about he a boxer puncher. Bud is known for his Super Saiyan skills and his power. But who knew Crawford power broke through the fabric of 4 weight classes in boxing? Crawford punched Canelo so hard, all of old media's souls came out. They felt it in their souls. Felt bad for the Canelo fans. They felt it till the tears came out. The way Crawford kept Canelo Alvarez at bay to the point where you got legendary Mexican fighters and trainers like Robert Garcia saying that basically Canelo Alvarez fought to survive, not to win. He didn't want to take chances because he was afraid he was gonna go to sleep, which is true. I mean, Canelo didn't throw shots like he usually does because of what was coming back. He couldn't afford to get caught with a bomb from Bud. He couldn't do that because he already felt Crawford power. And that's why Crawford was throwing the baiting jab. Man, he was daring Canelo Alvarez to do something and Canelo didn't do it. Remember, Canelo Alvarez worked with a lot of fast, light fighters. You know, he was working on his footwork. He tried to do that with Crawford. But you should see the look on Canelo's face. He was smiling because Bud was whooping him while smiling. And, you know, that's the worst thing to see is somebody whooping you while they laughing and shit. So Canelo tried to do the same thing to Bud. And he will laugh or smile when he do something or dodge a punch. But what's so funny, even though Canelo will try to replicate what Bud was doing by smiling, you can still see the frustration coming through that smile. No difference when Canelo raised his hand after the fight as if he won. He was getting whooped while smiling sometimes because he was trying to ease the pain. I mean, it was truly a legendary ass whooping to the point where Canelo got disowned by his own fans. They started saying Canelo ain't even Mexican no more. The Canelo fans became Bud fans. I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it. Well, the real Canelo Alvarez fans, please stand up. And then you got Robert Garcia after he said all that. I made a video about that. I'm going to leave that link in the comment section below. I actually see a lot of Mexican fighters and trainers saying that, oh, they can see Canelo winning the rematch against Bud. How, Sway? How? You gonna fight for him? Are you gonna give Canelo Alvarez a new body? How, Sway? When he's slower than Crawford, when he has less skill, he's stuck in the mud, and Crawford hurt him while he couldn't hurt Crawford. How? This is what I call selling your people hope, or selling them a dream that will become a nightmare. I mean, even Canelo himself came out stating, man, I don't know what Bud was doing pretty much. He was saying, I couldn't figure out Crawford. I couldn't figure out his style. He was better than Floyd. He didn't just say he was better. He said he's way better than Floyd, the MJ of boxing. Meanwhile, Robert Garcia wants you to believe there's hope. Canelo can win. You best believe. You must believe. Man, you best believe in reality. Canelo fans, do y'all want to lose y'all money again? Seriously, what y'all want to do? Because Canelo himself said, I don't want the rematch. Canelo doesn't want it again. But y'all want to create hope that doesn't exist, even in Canelo's own heart? He the one that got to fight at the end of the day. When they were asking Crawford before the fight, are you ready to feel the Mexican power? Question for Canelo should have been, are you ready to feel the Super Saiyan power? Because Canelo, who usually breaks arms and muscles, he tears muscles through the arm, this, that, and the third. That's why Canelo aims for the arms. Who does that? The reason why Canelo does that is because of his freakish power to numb your arm, whatever. That's how powerful Canelo is. But after the fight, Canelo, he don't want the rematch so bad. He said he suffered an injury fighting Crawford. Crawford broke his arm. That's the top of legendary Super Saiyan power Bud got. He hit Canelo to the arm so hard he broke his elbow. That's according to Canelo Alvarez's own team right here. So he's going to be out for a hot minute. Crawford, on the other hand, who you guys said had a broken shoulder leading up to the fight, confirmed he was dealing with injuries leading up to the fight. But guess what? Once he turns Super Saiyan, it's over. Whoever is in front of him gotta go. They receiving a grandma ass whooping. That's what Crawford did to Canelo. Bud had Canelo in disbelief. But some way, somehow, the same people like Robert Garcia, Mikey Garcia, they were saying before Crawford versus Canelo was official, before it was signed, they don't want to see it. It's a mismatch. Crawford is the better fighter, but moving up all these weight classes, there's weight classes for a reason. Canelo will beat Crawford easy, just like he did Charlo or by KO. As soon as the fight was announced, all of a sudden, both Mikey and Robert Garcia changed their prediction firmly to believing that Crawford is going to beat Canelo Alvarez. But they want you to believe there's hope in a rematch, even though Canelo doesn't believe. I think not. Canelo own fans believed their own lies that they were told by old media. Oh, Canelo doesn't have a great resume. He has a weak resume, even though Crawford's resume is better than Canelo's. Canelo doesn't have an Errol Spence win on his resume. When he fought someone like Spence, Triple G, it was a controversy in the win. From Porter to Benavidez. Yeah, Crawford fought his Benavidez. Canelo didn't fight his Benavidez. Jeff Horn, Gamboa, Postal. Postal was like Bivol at that time. But Crawford ended that. Canelo and his fans, along with old media, ran with the Crawford ain't fought nobody, till Crawford made Canelo another nobody. Canelo was so careful his entire career. To Canelo Alvarez's own fans and old media fooled Canelo to believing their agenda they were pushing, that Crawford fought nobody. Canelo really believed that, apparently, because when he was getting whooped by Crawford, you can see it in his face thinking, damn, they fooled me to receiving this ass whooping for $150 million. They got me. Because Canelo is now famously known for losing. First, the introduction was Floyd, but that was pay-per-view, 2.2 million on pay-per-view, right? Afterwards, everyone watched it, but still, However, this right here, 40 million live watched it and 40 billion reaction. Meaning, pretty much if you got a cell phone, if you got a TV, if you got any type of technology, you seen Canelo get whooped by Crawford. That's why I said Canelo now is famously known for losing. He got paid a lot though. With that being said, go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comments section below. Do you guys want to see a rematch, even though Canelo doesn't want it? Subscribe below and to be continued on the next episode of Akhi, Akhi TV. Peace out. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.